What's going on, Workforce? Brian here.
Chris here.
And thanks so much again for all the support you guys have been giving us over at Twitch. Today we're live at the same time, probably a little bit after this video goes up, but just as a reminder, if you guys want to hang out with us, talk about these patch notes, go check out Chris on Twitch, and I'll be up on YouTube later today, and we'll be hanging out talking about the patch, and hopefully what's going to be coming on Friday. So today's video is going to be focusing in on patch notes. Chris, why don't you kind of take point on this? We did a little dance over there.
I'm excited. Yes. I'm excited. This is a big patch. I kind of wonder why this wasn't like one of those 2-week patches where we get half today and half in 2 resets.
Kind of like with the Blue Mage and the Reginae.
Yeah, because we've basically taken lateral content, which in my mind targets the same group of people, and we've said you can do 2 things at once. But I cannot do 2 things. So we're gonna have to pick one. So they started it off with new job quests have been added. Blue Mage, Blue Mage going from 60 to 70. Looks like you got like six full quests. No telling how long it'll take. For any of you that it's been a long time, keep in mind that Blue Mage picks up in Ul'dah. And then we are going to go over to the other piece of content launching on the same day, Blades of Gunhildr quests, Save the Queen. So that'll pick up in Gongos, and we will continue on however long that takes. I don't know how many of those are going to be locked behind new resistance ranks or anything like that. Like, it just says you must complete the quest before this. It's like, yeah, but is there like a middle step where I have to run 50 fates? Because that's a real possibility.
Here's where it gets interesting, especially these notes, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this all comes together. So essentially, obviously, we have like 3 quests and then like a 4th one. Let me holster that for you. I love the localization team. But One Man's Relic is actually a repeatable weekly quest that resets every Tuesday. So the implications of what that means is fascinating to me. I'm very much excited to see how that plays out. Is this just like with the raids, just like with the kind of your weekly content, like you get on and you focusing on One Man's Relic? We'll have to wait and see. We'll find out today with you guys.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's something like instead of just the memories, or maybe instead of the memories altogether, that's what you're turning into to get tokens to upgrade relics to the next tier. But I don't know. I mean, you guys know what I have not logged in as of this recording, and I definitely haven't made it to that point. From there, we talk about Skysteel tools. I don't think Brian and I have really gone down that road with the crafters. I started a few with land, but we've got some work to get through there. And New Game Plus is going to go ahead and get DPS Quest Blue Mage Part 3. So keeping up. Nice to see that, like, maybe at some point it's like every single piece of content that releases to the game is also immediately in New Game Plus.
Yeah, I think that's hopefully what we see here with that, and just the fact that they added that, being that the system feels complete in that case. So we'll have to wait and see. Yeah.
It gives an opportunity for people who maybe don't consider like a trial boss, knowing who the boss is, a spoiler, to do that day one, hit the escape button 9,000 times with your friends and then clear it immediately. And then as soon as your friends log off for the night, or you guys all go your separate ways, you could immediately jump into New Game Plus to do the story that came out that very same day without having an alt. Like, that's, I don't know, that's a neat way to say, like, if you want to play the game out of order, you do you. Furniture design contest. We've seen this stuff before. As always, people to submit impressive stuff, and then they managed to get it in game.
I love the little cafe, and then the little terrace there, or tresses.
Yeah, with that little arbor and stuff. That's nice.
I was like, what's the term? I have no idea. New furnishings, and then so that, like, I'm just impressed by the amount of talent, and that's where it's really cool to see them as the developers continue to kind of like, hey, we're gonna do a competition within the community. The pride that somebody must feel to be like, I made that. Like, that's, it's an instant game, and the tragedy if they wouldn't be able to actually afford it in game because they can't afford a house. They're like,
yeah. That's the guy who's like, oh my gosh, that's my thing. I'm never unsubbing. Oh, I tried to buy a house and there wasn't one. Mixed feelings. So the following actions have been added to Triple Triad. We got some new cards and some new opponents. That's exciting. The new cards is never shocking when they add new instance content. New opponents is a nice touch. A new emote there looks like something that would have released back for October. So I just wonder, like, maybe it is meant for right now, but it just feels like how many things were supposed to play out differently with the original timeline. It's like And next month we're going to get Christmas emotes.
It's like, oh, they're done when they're done.
They're done when they're done. And then the hairstyle contest, of course, giving us hairstyles. I think that's good. That would be a really neat place to see them like show a hairstyle in the future, like on a Vieira or on a Roth. But it doesn't look like that's the case.
Right,
So we'll see if that
exactly.
works there. Battle system. This is going to go back through the same piece of content in the same order. So with Blue Mage obviously going to 70, you're going to see a whole bunch of new Blue Mage magic spells added. Keep in mind, guys, that the content was originally designed with all the spells through 70 at least earmarked. They had a plan for all those.
Like 128. So even if we don't get to 128 now, note that they've got more planned as well.
So this is the first time we can judge this class in a complete form, in a complete thought, really, which is a bummer because like we've already spent so long with it. I think many of us have well-formed opinions on whether or not it's for us. This, of course, will go ahead and get us more stages for the Masked Carnival and the Blue Mage log and all of that. So if you haven't engaged in this content up till now, just know that the final season released, we'll see if it gets picked up for another. But the minimum final season has been released if you want to go binge all of Blue Mage now. Delibrum Reginae. Are you excited about this, Brian?
I'm very excited about this. I really was like bummed that we never got to do BA, and that's namely because it was kind of like, oh, and now at the end of this thing, and then it's like, oh wait, and yeah, like everybody who's been here already knows that story. So it's like at the core of it, like I'm excited to see what this kind of content can do. Go ahead.
Have you read these?
Yeah.
Have you read these patch notes prior to this?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I was like, because I have read ahead here. So this is 24-man content. It's going to require that you're level 80, and you are going to talk to Makoto, the Lost Trace, or Sageros and Gongos. So once registered, you'll be matched together regardless of your role. Once you join in, you will not be able to change role. So you need to have that picked before, kind of like Castrum.
Mm-hmm.
The level sync will adjust us all to 430. That's the same number as the Bozja Southern Front. Materia bonuses will be ignored regardless of the item level of the gear. Once you're inside, parties don't matter. You can hop in and out of parties, rebalance, because it's possible that nobody's going to know how many healers did we bring.
Yeah,
I don't know. Let's count them. So you got 180 minutes. So I think there's probably going to be a lot of setup, at least these first couple weeks. Lost actions from the Bozja Southern Front will carry over, and your Lost Finds cache will also be available, and the Resistance Appraiser will be available at the start of the instance. While you can't change jobs, you will have access to kind of mess with what's in your holster, mess with what's on your 2 extra bars. There will be traps as you're going through there. So like the world's largest deep dungeon traps is what those look like. I don't have any sense of scale because there's not a person, but they look like the world's largest deep dungeon traps. And certain lost actions will be there to help detect that. So that they're going to need to add some more lost actions to compensate for how this is, because remember, we're getting a savage of this.
Yes.
When you die in here, you will lose metal.
Mm-hmm.
Additional penalty metal will be incurred if you return. That return penalty is very real. Do not hit return if at all avoidable. It's like, oh, I lost 3,000. I lost 15,000 for hitting return. Don't do it. Wait for a res. Resistance rank cannot go down. So all the people doing it right out of the gate today at 15, they're great. They're going to be super happy. The moment they start pushing to, I don't know if there's a new resistance. It seems like there's a new resistance cap. If there is a new resistance cap,
I'm not seeing a new resistance cap in the notes. Just
okay.
FYI.
Okay. I didn't see it, and then I didn't know if there is one. So if it is pegged at 15, you're good to go, because
just
you
say resistance rank 15 or higher. But yeah, when I read the notes, I didn't see anything specific.
Well, we also have, and we're getting more of this. We're getting more Queens of Gunhildr in 5.55.
Yeah, FFXIV.
So 5.5. Now, additional effects of Bozjan gear will also be applied in there. The treasure coffers in here are separate rewards to each players. And from there, we talk about Savage. Savage jumps from 24 to 48 man. Mm-hmm. And this is 15 or higher. You have to have amassed at least 700,000 metal, which is 15 or higher.
Yeah.
And completed the quest tied to that. That makes sense. There's going to be resurrection restrictions.
Yes.
There's going to be additional lost actions at this point added. there's, I think somewhere I could have swore I read that there were 13, but it doesn't say that.
So
It
it
just
says
says
13 new forgotten fragments of lost actions have been added, and among those lost actions are powerful abilities that can only be used in Delibrum Reginae, like Lost Aether Shield and Lost Seraph Strike and Pure Essence of the Gambler.
Cool. So all those people that went and stocked up on lost actions prepping for Savage, they actually still have more prep to do, which is that's a neat way of handling that. Just build some stuff and then toss in the reason. That makes the kind of world first-esque portion of this very interesting.
Yes.
Because can it be done without those?
Mm-hmm.
The potion kit sizes have been reduced. There's been new field notes added. That makes sense. There's been some adjustments. New rewards have been added for skirmishes. The drop weights for certain rewards have been adjusted. New rewards added for critical engagements. Drop rates have been adjusted. New rewards added for Castrum. And the new items are available in exchange for Bozjan clusters.
It's going to be neat to see what those rewards for Castrum are, because that's one of the things that leading up to this week was like, well, like, it's nice that other people are doing it.
Yeah.
What's the incentive to go back and do that kind of content and, over and over again, etc.
Yeah, the community seemed to really step up and make an effort. I was seeing 20 and 30 people hop into these things. Yesterday I was doing one after stream ended. And like it was just chugging right along. With or without me, these things are so big that like it's been really great to see like the community as a whole step up and help people through this.
Yeah.
I don't know what encourages that behavior to continue.
Yeah, hopefully it's those new rewards.
For those of you that haven't cleared Eden's First Savage, Echo is now Echo's there, so up to 15%, right? Increased by 15%, whatever that cap is. And then for anybody that likes PvP, I know we talk about this game not having the PvP audience that we wish it did, and therefore not having the content. And because it doesn't have the content, it doesn't have the audience, and so on. This is the time when you do PvP. Season 18 of the Feast begins. So this is the time when that's most interesting. So if Blue Mage or Bozja doesn't interest you, then we have yet a third piece of side content that you can jump into. Season of 18 of the Feast will begin, and that's going to have some rewards and things like that. So that'll be worth jumping into if PvP is your thing.
All right. After that, which we obviously get new items, new recipes that like Chris covered with the new Sky Skilled Poppers. Sky Steel Tools. Man, I struggle with that word, and that last one was not intentional. And then so as part of it, you can enhance your tools by delivering enmity to the firmament, and then those can be enhanced. This is for disciples of the Hand, Land, and Fisher. You can kind of see on the notes themselves if you're looking for more specific details for the quest. Essentially, oddness in an end. Minor and botanist gathering points have been added, and new items have been added to these gathering points. New fish have been added, and new mounts have been added. We have a Cerberus mount. Have you seen this image of the Cerberus?
I did.
This is freaking incredible.
Do you notice that there's more than one adventurer on there?
I do. I see 3, and I can't tell if that's a 4th in the background.
They have the red in the belly.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully we'll see this be a new 4-person mount, because that'd be great. Because one of the things that makes the car so like valuable is the 4-seater aspect.
So what if it is a 3-person? What if one person in a light party has to just deal with it?
Just figure it out, dude.
One for each head. I don't know what to tell you.
New bardings, new minions, new fashion accessories, and yeah, I'll let you take over the system achievement side of things here, Chris.
So obviously there's going to have to be titles and things added, and party finders going to have to be adjusted to make a 48-man Savage thing a little easier to recruit for.
Yeah.
So there's some basic features there. The ready check window, of course, has conveniently been adjusted to now allow 48 people to ready check, because, that might be a thing that we want. There's been some slash malviolence, which I guess is malevolence, which I guess is probably the new emo?
Could be that, like whatever. Yeah.
A new text command there. New music and sound effects been added. I mean, anytime there's new content, a lot of these lines are just bass lines, like where, there's been new loot and new sounds and new, that all makes sense. They do go through some resolved issues and known issues. I didn't see in here that just immediately jumped out to me as the world's largest thing, but I'm sure each one of them was
massively
big.
plaguing the community. It's you can't progress through this story. They fixed it, guys. They finally, and now you can get into Shadowbringers. What? So it's typically the known issues, the resolved issues, which will be included as a part of the full patch notes, guys, if you guys want to go read them for yourself. Links always in the description of these videos. All right, Chris, anything stand out to you before you you go log in and start crushing this content, and before I start taking Maddie to school?
No, I think it's going to be a good time. I will say that there's like 4 or 5 known issues that are tied to Delibrum Reginae. So like just it being new content that there's going to be a lot of eyes on today. Just be aware, like they know it's not perfect, but it's here. So they went ahead and released it. And so, it looks like there's some issues with pets or graphics or things like that. So if you run into any issues today, just keep in mind it's an immense amount of new content, and we have lots of other things. So if one part of the content is something that doesn't feel good to you, you can always come back to it. The exception to that being with Bozja, like don't wait too long. A lot of this stuff, there's a very finite number of rewards, and while you don't have to play today, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, at some point there will be a cliff, and as more and more people get everything they want from it, maybe they only want the new weapon for their main, that person may disengage from that content. And Valdesian Arsenal got harder and harder to find groups for, and getting on the Eureka train got harder and harder, and Castrum has done the same thing, like within its life cycle. So just keep in mind, if you guys are super interested in that content, same with Blue Mage, there's going to be a ton of groups trying to farm up those skills right now, and then the moment everybody has those skills, there is no use to them helping you farm up skills later outside of just wanting to help. And so that group will very quickly go get distracted with whatever the next thing is. So it's kind of a race. I don't know what you do first, but if you want to be part of the big bandwagon, because that's a fun way to enjoy content, PvP, Blue Mage, and Gongos all just put up big lit up billboards and said, pick me first.
So guys, let us know what you're picking first, and hopefully you can hang out with us or Chris over on Twitch, and us over here today as we kind of jump in and play. So looking forward to... Go ahead.
I said big week.
Oh, big week. I heard wee. I was like, okay. So guys, also again, if you guys haven't seen, we're going to be having Benny from Comic Storian joining us on Friday to cover the announcement showcase. It's going to be a fun week. Looking forward to your thoughts. But for Work to Game, my name is Brian.
My name's Chris.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave it a like and let us know what you think, and hopefully we'll see you in our next one. But until then,
take care.